What did I say I wanted to do? The brush. Was it the brush knee? Yeah, the brush knee. Not the brush knee. The transition from the brush knee to the leisurely tying the coat. No, I'm sorry. What did I say? No, this one. Too many movements. So in the standing, it would come from here. We have to open and close from here, right? So it would be like this in the standing, and this hand would drop, and it would turn, and then you would end up with fist under elbow. Right? So in the standing, of course, we can face whatever way we want, and the sequence of 3 actually. From here, it turns here, and then it turns all the way around here, and then it turns back, and then it turns back. Right? So that's the standing. So again, the standing would be here, and it would drop, and it would turn. So as it's turning, this would hook, and would be here, and then there would be a step. So in the seated, because right, I'm not going to have you step all the way to the side. Right? I just have you turn as if we're starting the single whip. Right? That's why I used to say, pretend you're starting the single whip. But in reality, as you turn and open, you want to start dropping that right hand already. And from here. And then from here, rotate. So this, the bottom hand, let me get a little closer here. So the bottom hand feels like it's turning something. So as I'm rotating my waist, it stays right in my center, right about belly button height, right? And as I turn my waist, the hand also has to turn and rotate from here. Yeah? So it's like dialing something. So you can see how I'm actually turning the ball as I turn my waist from there. Okay? So you want to turn and open, but as we start turning back, drop the hand already from the beginning. Yeah? So don't wait here and then drop the hand. So turn and then start dropping the hand. You can feel this rotation comes right to the center. When it comes to the center, turn and come back. So it lines back up, relax the shoulder, relax the elbow. And as you come back, the bottom hand turns into a fist. So let me get a little closer so you can see that hand. Right? So from here, it's as I turn, it's already dropping. I'm going to rotate so it's right in my center. And as I turn back, this hand turns, and at the same time, it starts holding a fist. And you want to feel like you're grabbing something. So it's making that fist and grabbing something. So if I were holding a stick, so I'll hold the stick so you can see the orientation. Right? It would come down, right? It would be dropping down, would be turning on top, and as I come back, I'm starting to grab that stick, drop the shoulder, tuck the elbow, and the stick comes straight up and down, right? So rotating from here. And always have that imagery like you're feeling something, you're grabbing, right? And remember in the beginning we did that progressive grab? It's similar, it's not that big a movement, but very subtly, right? I'm starting to go with my small finger first as I make my fist, and you can just see it really slowly. It's that progressive, one finger at a time, not just everything clamping down together. Okay? So again, it comes, you turn, and it starts dropping, and turn the waist, relax all of this, and have this feeling like it's dialing, like it's twisting as I turn. So I also talked about we have a lot of spirals going on, right? It's not just one turn. So the waist is turning, but also the palm is turning a little bit too from here. And then as you come back, drop the shoulder, right? And it grabs. You drop the shoulder and then it grabs, okay? And then from here, the waist is turned. So then you turn back, and as you turn back, it's a short little punch to the belly button, right? So you see this way that I'm here, and I'm going to turn back, and this goes right in the center, right in the center. Where'd my assistant go? I lost my assistant. So come in here. So if you really wanted, you could take all these movements and you could make them really progressive, more dynamic tension, right? Although we talk about softness all the time, sometimes if you wanted more strength building, you could, it almost feels like you could grind something, right? Like you're grinding something and you're squeezing, and then as you come out, you could be squeezed. And that's the other extreme of the kind of movement. So you have a different kind of muscle development. But when you do that, it's all progressive. It's not just hammering down, it's that slow squeeze. You can feel that surge coming out, and then you have to have that release. So I just saw my assistant, but she disappeared again from there. Okay, so you always have this push-pull, this open, close, contract, release, and it's all in there. Okay? So again, it would be coming out, pressing the ball out, and as soon as you turn, start dropping that hand and letting it dial. It comes to center, and then turn back while grabbing a fist and letting the elbow come right underneath. Right? So you have that kind of tucked feeling in, and then turn and release. Just really short. Okay, so I look like this. Kind of like if you see the Wing Chun, right? It kind of looks like that. And then this hand will release and it'll just fold up. Same time, this hand washing down. Miss Chin, come back. Washes down. Oops. Oh, this is Sharon in. Okay, so always having that medical Qigong, always washing down, right, back and forth. You're flushing the center line. Okay, so from the front, you turn, it drops, it kind of dials in, turn back, grabbing, and then turn and squeezing that fist as I turn, and then releasing, and then it folds. I'm going to turn the other way, the hand washes down, and then brushing the knee. And right here, lift the sternum, and turn, and folding. My right hand washes down and lift the sternum, and then a third time. And breathing in and out. Okay. So in the seated, that's how we move. That's how we move through that. And here, come. Can you take your watch off, please? Okay, so she wasn't watching me too much while we're doing this. So, right, if I'm coming out and the hand is already starting to drop while I'm turning. So you can see how her body, so I'm using Bond because if I use the stick, you only see a small thing turning, but you can see how that influence is coming out, right? You can see the shift, and then coming down, and then turning, winding that way, yeah? And then grabbing. If I grab real hard, right, then, and turn the wrist down, her elbow will come down low, and then I just turn. That's the short little punch. You don't have to have these big gigantic punches. You move somebody half an inch, but you're relaxed and you have momentum, they're going to fly. Oh, okay. So it's demonstrating that without resisting and just with these little twists, you're trying to manipulate whatever energy coming out, whether it's physical, mental, emotional. Yeah. So, right. So if she opens, yeah, holding the ball, and then you turn to your left and you open. At the same time, this hand starts dropping. Relax, don't grab, just drop down, turn back that way, dial this hand in, make a fist, into you, grabbing, make a fist into you, from there, and then from there, okay. She's running around, she's not staying in class paying attention. Okay, come and sit down. Okay, that gives you a little demonstration. So again, the self-defense is not to teach self-defense, but it helps to show and create an imagery, right? So you're coming out and you're coming down, and you want to feel like you're manipulating something here, even if it's that little string hanging down, and then you're turning and grabbing, relax, and then you're turning and it's coming out, right? Turning and coming out. And all this turning and wiggling from the center, and then just fold and come out. And I saw some of you doing the standing, so let's see, the standing, if I do the standing for this side so infrequently, but it would be, if this was my front, from the open and close, it would open and my hand would drop, and immediately I would be turning. So if I was this way, right, I would be turning all the way a quarter turn, and as I'm holding here, it would actually step up. It would have that follow step, so it would step up, and then it would step back into here, and then I would take a quarter step to my left. So I'm going to turn, so my legs all have to be relaxed so I can pivot all the way. So there's a lot of that shifting, and then it would take a step and then the brush knee. So it would constantly have these it would constantly have the follow step, the stepping up. So if I let's see, if I did it this way, I would turn, step up, and as I step back, I would catch, and then I would have to turn again, quarter step to my left, step up, and it would brush knee, and would step back, and then this would be a full half turn, and then brushing the knee and follow step, and then I would take a quarter step to the left from here. And then the leisurely tying the coat. You can see all the follow steps. The stepping up in the back, and the stepping up in the back, and then it would actually turn from here. So you can see the slight little modifications in the chair. If you were sitting on a rotating stool, right, rotating seat, you could actually do the turns, right? You could simulate all the turns, but that's where it comes from. But you still have to turn and relax everything. If you tighten up, you cannot turn, right? You're too stiff. So relax the joints so you can turn, and you can turn, and you can turn, but feel like you're grabbing something and it surges and it comes out. It's that constant squeezing and letting go. It's the same like this, that constant squeezing and letting go. And you look for that all in that. So let's just try the seated again. Okay, feet flat on the floor. Okay, so with an open and close. And so you turn just like you're going to start one single whip, but as soon as you turn and open, start dropping that hand and then turn the waist. You're really turning the waist, and then come back. The bottom hand drops, holds a fist, relax the shoulders, so get fist under elbow, and turn, gives a short little extension to the belly button, then opens, and then repulse monkey one side. So in this case, your right, lift the sternum, and repulse monkey on your left. Brush the knee, lift the sternum, and a third time, repulse monkey on your right. It collapses a little bit and then expands. That's followed by leisurely tying the coat, so fold, turn the waist. Okay. Turn the waist. Center, wiping, coming towards the belly button. Just relax the arms right here. Lift, fingertips connected. Extend all the way out. Feel the shoulder blades open. And rotate the palm. And then release right into an open and close. And we'll try the other side. So your left. As soon as you start turning, drop the left hand and turn the waist. So dios. And as you turn back, the bottom hand starts grabbing. Fist under elbow. And turn, short little punch to the belly button, then release. And brushing the knee. Lift the sternum. Repulse monkey. Brushing the left knee, lift the sternum, and third time.
I turned my head for a second.
Leisurely tying the coat. Learn to turn the waist, and then turn the waist, and then turn the waist. Relax the shoulders and turn the waist, and turn the waist, and big spiral. Drop the shoulders, double palm, and then holding the ball. In and out. Okay, and then we'll just close it right there. And loosen that up. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the teacups and give you something to play with. So you can do it seated or standing. Right? It's up to you. So reviewing the teacups, right? So right when we did this is just part of the teacups, going one way or the other way. And then again, let it gently rub your body as you turn. If you don't turn, the arm doesn't move. So turning initiates the movement. And just drop it straight down, relax, and then as you turn, extend. Drop your shoulder blade as you turn and draw it back. Drop your elbow as you turn and let it come out. Okay? So as you turn, it pushes out. As you turn, it folds back in. As you turn, it extends. Drop your shoulder blade, let it open the shoulder blade, and as you fold back, draw it back in. Okay? So this one we're doing today, it's all teacups, but this one, extend a little bit more, and as you turn, pull it straight back. Pull that elbow, so that elbow draws straight back. And you're gonna really feel the shoulder blade. You want to really feel the shoulder blade stretching here and the shoulder blade drawing back. So all the joints have to be loose, coming back. And then it just drops out, and as you turn, it comes out, down through the waist. Drop it straight down, and then turn, let it rotate, so the back of the hand, and draw it back in. Breathe naturally. And this time we're going to add the breath work. So right here, take a deep breath, and as you turn, blow against the hand. And then come out. So when you blow, you feel your abdominals tighten up. So there's you're adding this little abdominal work inside. So you breathe in and relax. And big breath in and blow. You feel that breath blowing right against the arm, and kind of pucker your lips a little and squeeze the lower abdomen. Breathing in. One more time. And then we're going to switch to the other arm. Okay, we do the other side. The same thing, drop it straight down, extend, take a deep breath. And come out, drop it straight down, relax. Turn it over and blow. Take a deep breath, release the shoulder joints. So you're blowing right across the forearm. Relax, and then extend. And one more time. Relax, extend, deep breath, extend. Okay. So when I come here, you want to, when you come out and turning the back of the hand and the shoulder down, and you have to release all these joints. Let all this go. Let all this go. Yeah. Turn, 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 turn. Let this go. Let this go. Let this go. Let this go. As you turn, 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 turn. Let this down. Yeah. So you need to feel the shoulder joint loose and letting go. Okay, so you're just kind of working and letting it go so it can extend, extend. The neck is relaxed, right? Don't look this way, just relax. Drop this down so you can feel all inside here, all in the shoulder blade loose, and then drop your shoulder. So as it draws back across your face, there's a little bit of that dynamic tension because you're drawing it back, but it's coming from here, and the fingertip is stretching. So this is all loose actually. You know, okay? So you can add that in, but when you blow, you feel that you're really working that abdominal. So it's a subtle way of working the abdominal. If you do a lot of it, right, and you're constantly squeezing, that same thing, relax and then squeeze and relax and squeeze. Okay? So find something to hold in your hand. The other week I was showing you, I found these weights here. So, and I forgot who has it. Somebody has this, right? They're these nice neoprene weights. I found these at Fisher, Hawaii, by the checkout of all places. But they have straps, so they sell them as walking weights because they're easy to carry in your hands and easy to keep in your hands. They're 1 to 2 pounds. But anything, a little stick, a fan, a small ball, so just to add that little bit resistance to your movement. Yeah? And because you have that resistance, do it slow, and then it forces you to relax. If you don't relax, it's going to just create a lot of pain. But you have to just let it go, right? And these are nice because I can still squeeze them and I can still open, right? And because they have the straps, if I do it correctly, they won't fall out. Right? Yeah. So don't forget, teacups, just one forward, one backwards, right? One forward, one backwards. And you have to practice the teacups until you get used to the movement. Even though it's only 2 movements, it's amazing how long it can take to get used to just these 2 movements. Yeah, it's so easy to get mixed up even though it's only 2 movements. So I always think 1 forward and 1 back. Yeah? So as you're holding the weight, especially up here, you have to drop the shoulder. Right? You don't want to strain the shoulder joint. As you come up here, you really relax the shoulder blade and just let everything fall into place. Right here, you can still extend, but relax the shoulder blade from here. So find something that you can hold, and it also helps to give that nice feeling of what you're doing. But what I really want you to progress to is holding like a little stick. So I gave you a fan on your side. Oh, I should have taken this out ahead of time. In the feng shui shop, they sell some cheap fans. That's where I got these fans from. Oops. And you can buy, and somebody gave me this one. This one has bamboo. It's bamboo. It's a little larger, so you can get different size fans. So the size, right? If it's longer, as you're coming through the teacup, you have to adjust the shoulder. Right? It can still brush the body if you want, but you don't want to be hitting yourself, and you don't want to be necessarily pressing into the body. It can just be brushing the body. You can come out, you can adjust where you hold it, right? And that's going to make a difference. It's going to make a difference how it feels, how it rotates, and such. Right? As you come out and turn, right? If I come too close, then I'm going to hit my head. If I don't turn my waist, I'm going to hit myself. If I'm just using my hand, yeah, I'm going to catch my head. But if I'm turning my waist, right, and then I rotate, right, then you won't hit yourself. So the teacup movement, as you progress to hold things, basically you're learning a sword set, or you're learning sword movement. And you're learning to relax your shoulder while you're doing the movement, right? Whether it's forward or backwards. So again, I told you I like PVC pipe because it's cheap, it's easy to cut lengths. You can put caps on them, you can get them colored and such. Yeah. Oh, and if you watch, really pay attention, what am I doing with my other hand, right? So it's I learned this real early in Kung Fu. The teacher would talk about it like, your other hand does something, right? It doesn't just do nothing, right? So the other hand participates, whether it's sitting here, it's still joined, but if you watch, I'm letting the other hand move with it, right? Yeah. Even if it stays right in the center. And training the other hand, yeah. So the other hand is alive, it's lightly open from here. The more you turn, the fancier it can look, but that's just from turning and relaxing the shoulder joints. And of course, two sides. Oh, my left shoulder is really tight today. Yeah. And that's one thing that the teacups will expose to. So show you where it's tight, but at the same time you have that opportunity to work it out. Yeah. And I'm sure all of you have a fan at home. This is Hawaii. We all have fans. Oh, look in your closets. You probably have fans with from political campaigns on them, from new business openings and New Year and all of this. Yeah. So if you're finding yourself, oh, you're really stuck and you're dipping like this, okay, kind of take your time to stop, and right over here, that means this is locked. Drop your elbow, drop your shoulder. Try to get your body, your spine to be upright the entire time. Relax the joints so they rotate around the spine. Just turn the spine. So if you get a fan, one of the nice things is you can open the fan, and then that changes the dynamics, right? So you'll see this rotation this way now, right? Where you're just rotating the fan this way to clear yourself. Right here, that rotation from here. So the fan is nice because just with one item, you can change what you're holding, what you're manipulating, and you can learn how to feel that adjustment in the body. And of course, the fan is pretty. Yeah, Vaughn, can you answer that? That's probably your brother. No, his jai is in the outside refrigerator. From there. Yeah. You have to go. Okay. Sorry, family's coming for the family jai. And then learn to pass. So from here, I can just pass. It's in the outside refrigerator. You can take one. Yeah, from there. So the hand could be resting here, and even if it's resting here, you can feel it moving across. So you always have that light little massage. Yeah. Just learn to pass it from one hand to the other, turning the waist, turning the waist. Yeah. Okay. And then, of course, go the opposite, rising and turning. Rising and turning. And if you memorize the movements, get yourself comfortable where you can memorize the movements, and then when you play with the fan, right, you open the fan, right, all of a sudden it's fan dance. Just by doing the same movement. All I'm doing is the same movement, but I just have to adjust. I'm only going to get hit if I don't turn my waist, right? If I'm just trying to use my arm, then I'm going to catch myself and hit myself on the head all over the place. But if I turn my waist, I'll keep that distance. And if I turn my waist, you can see what a huge area I can cover. It just looks like something flying through the air. But all it is I'm just doing the same teacup movement. And keeping the shoulders down, everything relaxed, moving right around my spine. Yeah, from there. Okay. So just find things. You have things around your house, and that means if you can do it with a stick, a fan, a ball, a weight, right? You could walk around and you could grab anything, right? So if I grab a piece of cardboard is a fan. This could be a spatula. So while you're cooking, you could get fancy. While you're cooking, right? You could be juggling lettuce and things and passing and reaching while you're grabbing back to something else and bring them both. So take some time. We'll spend more time. Maybe the next time, remind me, but we'll spend more time on going back to the teacup movement, doing the basic drills and coming back and doing things with fans and other things from there. But again, remember that first little exercise we did, right? That's in the teacup, right? That's just doing two sides together, right? That's just the teacup movement, the two hands, but just emphasizing that turn and such from there. Okay. So yeah, the teacup movement is just so important. But we need to wrap it up, and then we'll end class. And close with the bell meditation. But yeah, just look around your house. You probably have something that you can hold and play with, and You know, instead of going out and buying swords and buying fans and things, yeah, play with what you have in the house first, and then that might lead you to say, oh, I want a fan, or I want a sword, or I want this, or I want that. But before you do that, just find what you have around the house, and you might discover like, wow, I can juggle everything around my house. And then one day, if you do it enough times every week, one day you're going to catch somebody, or you're going to catch something falling or something. It's just going to be like, boom, and you're going to look like, wow. Or you're going to be busy, like, you know, I'm busy in the kitchen, and don't bother me in the kitchen. I'm like mad scientist, and somebody tries to sneak in and grab something, and you're just like, give me that onion back. Don't steal my onion. It's just going to happen. Or the chopsticks falling, and you're trying to reach across to the stove, right? And you're trying to balance the salt shaker from falling. And the teacup comes out. And you're like, wow, I'm Mulan. I'm Michelle Yeoh. You'd be surprised if you do repetition of teacups all the time, and you start holding different things, and you just grab what you have around the house. The limiting factor, people can't do that because it's oh, we're doing sword class today. Oh, you don't have your sword, you can't do it. Open hand teacup is sword, right? So you start grabbing different things. They feel a little different. If it's round, your mind doesn't extend. But if you have a stick, your mind starts extending, and then you'll be able to find like, well, you could grab a 4-foot pole and do the teacup with a 4-foot pole. And then you realize, okay. All right. Then you can go work at what is that? What is the name of Tanaka of Tokyo, right? You go and watch Tanaka of Tokyo as they're doing the salt and pepper shakers and the knives, and you realize it's all teacups. It's all teacups. So let's close and end our day. I have to calm myself down before I go crazy the rest of the afternoon cooking. All that time I invested staying up to 3:30 is going to pay off, because all I have to really cook is the noodle, which is really easy to do, and just poach some chicken breasts and slice it up, and slice up some green onion. But all the main stuff is done. Rest your palms on your lap, either up or down. Remember to play with up and down and see which one appeals to you better. Gently close your eyes. Gently straighten out your spine and tuck your tailbone under. Relax your breath. Nice, deep, full breaths of air, so your lower belly expands. Relax your hips, your pelvic joints, so your legs fall and gently sink into the earth, where your head is lightly suspended from above. All the joints, all the muscles need to relax so they can expand and they can spiral, they can move, so you can feel the movement of the earth. Just imagine you can feel the earth's rotation. And as you relax, you let the earth rotate you. Slowly open your eyes. Yeah, bring your hands together, relax. So I want to leave you with this little puzzle. You know what superconducting is? Where the scientists are just trying to use nature to create levitation, basically, right? So you see demonstrations where they have a little piece of metal and it's floating above a disc, but what they've had to do is they've had to super chill this item, right? Super chill matter. And when they super chill matter, all of a sudden this repulsion, this magnetic repulsion property comes out and they can get something to float. So it's a neat demonstration, but of course it's not practical yet today, right? Because it would just it would be so much energy actually to freeze something and the resources we need. But the reason I bring that up is when we talk about stillness and motion, and I tell you, you know, not everything's constantly moving, right? Every cell of your body is constantly moving. The atoms, the neutrons, and they're just rotating. Right? The universe is moving. The planets are moving. There's nothing really still. Right? Stillness is more of a concept. But when the scientists do this superconductivity, right? They're making something super cold, right? They're just drenching it in liquid nitrogen to try and get the atoms and the molecules to stop moving. When they get the atoms and molecules to stop moving, what happens? This levitation occurs. So this idea of the more you can calm down, right? Relax, the more you can make everything still within yourself, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, then all this energy that's locked up trying to do this, right, starts to just naturally release. That's what they're doing to that matter, right? They're making it super cold. They're trying to stop the movement, but when they stop the movement, all of a sudden this energy gets released. This property, it's a different kind of energy from there. So the calmer we can make ourselves, right, physically, emotionally, mentally, then all of that energy we lock up can be released to other things. Then you can feel and it can flow and such. So what we see in nature, what we see in physics, what we see in science applies to us, right? Mentally, emotionally, physically, right? That's what nature is. If the law works, it applies to everything that we do from there. So go out on YouTube and look for these superconductivity experiments where the scientists are trying to figure out how to harness this ability and really think about what does that mean for yourself, right? Where if the more you can calm down, then this energy can start to flow from your body, right? So stillness in motion, right? Motion in stillness, right? The meditation, you're calming down. Then, you know, the chi can come out. That's what it is for us, it's that chi, right, from there. So I'll leave you with that puzzle. Go out on YouTube, look for the superconductivity where they're doing these experiments, chilling something down super cold with liquid nitrogen, and then little disc starts floating by themselves. And think about what does that mean in your body, right? It's not putting you in an ice chamber, but it's calming it down. What are they trying to do by making something super cold? They're trying to make everything still. Right? So using our mental abilities, our emotional abilities, by making those things calm and still, then we can calm the physical in our body down, and then all that potential energy inside our body, and then we can vibrate naturally with things around us, right? And then that's what harmony is. We're harmonics. Harmony is that we're all vibrating at the same frequency. When we don't vibrate at the same frequency, then we have disharmony. Right? And again, anybody who's played music, band, where you have to tune with everybody, you start to learn that you know you're out of tune when you can feel that wave, that disharmonic wave. But if everybody's in tune, it feels like no wave, because everybody's moving together at the same frequency in there. Okay? So there's your puzzle. So right hand, left hand. Thank you, everybody. Gung Fa Choi again. Yeah, you can open up your mics. I'm gonna turn off.